questions? Ela.
Show me the number 15.
Number 15. Anybody have an observation about number 15?
You have to multiply it.
What's the
inside.
problem with it right now?
It's not square.
I don't have a square number.
You have to use the distributive property and then do the whole thing.
So I'm going to rewrite this as f of x is equal to, what is that going to be, negative 5x squared plus
10x.
10x. Okay. I did the distributive property. Well, now I have a square number. We're doing quadratics. And it's a quadratic because we are dealing with a quadrilateral, and I know that when I multiply an x times an x, I'm going to have a term with an x squared. And this, the way it is right now, I don't have a quadrilateral. I have to make it a quadrilateral. Remember the distributive property? Okay.
What do you do from that?
Well, what do you think?
The same stuff we've been doing.
Maybe you should go to the math class.
Okay. Do I have a common factor? Yeah. So now it's a negative 5. Do I have x squared minus 2x? Do I now have a quadratic that I can deal with? And now I'm right back at the beginning of all the other problems. Okay? Does that make sense to you? Okay, good. All right. Anybody else have any questions on these?
Wait, I do.
Okay.
Okay, on the one, number 14, the 0.4, the preceding one, confused me because normally when there's a preceding numerical coefficient, there's a GCF, but I couldn't find the GCF.
Okay. Okay, that's a good question. And I think I had pointed that out briefly when we talked about the problem yesterday. So if I have 4x squared plus, let's say, 8x, and I know that the GCF is what, 4? So I could say 4 times x squared. To get this number, can't I really just say, well, what is 8 divided by 4?
Yeah.
And what would 8 divided by 4 be? 2. Isn't that right? Okay, so in this case, for number 14,
It was 0.4 x squared plus
can't I do the same thing?
divided by 0.4?
Yes,
Okay.
that's all I would
So
do.
it's not a GCF, just divide by.
Yeah, because won't that give me what, that, it is a GCF in
Yeah.
that, in this case, I would have what, 0.4 times x squared plus
Plus.
2 divided by 0.4,
Okay.
right? And what would that be? What? 5, right.
Okay.
And that would give me my answer, yeah?
If a lot of stuff we learn in this class is because it's like on SATs and stuff like that, for this, why would we need to know this if you can just put in your calculator and find?
That's a very good question. That's a really good question. Because there are going to be times where it's more time consuming to dig for your calculator when you should be able to look at something. Now, you're right, this one might be an oddball one.
Yeah.
Okay, but for instance, this one, I know that it's going to be what? You know, I could almost do that one in my head at this point. I know that the dimensions are going to be what? A 4 and a 4. So I'm going to add 16 on the other side. But I've added the 5.
So you're actually adding 24.
Okay, so what would that be in HK form?
X minus
Square that would be
minus 21.
So you can kind of get to a point where you can look at them. Now, obviously not the one like in number 14, because, all right, that one, it's just a little bit wonkier and we're not that comfortable with it. But you should be able to complete the square. And you're going to, it's just knowing that operation. Yes?
Okay, number 13. It was the one with a fraction in it, and I'm
Let me
just
see,
converting it to
13.
decimals
Okay.
just because I don't like fractions, but I got really confused because I ended up with some really long decimals, and I don't think that's the right answer, so. I don't
Okay,
really
so
understand
let's
where I went
look
off.
at number 13, right here.
But like in that case, would it be better to leave it in a fraction or to put it into a decimal?
I would try to leave things as a fraction as long as possible, because then you're not dealing with all the decimals,
Okay.
okay, and a fraction. So how would we do number 13? How would we do number 13?
Subtract 6.
I'm gonna subtract 6. So I have y minus 4 is equal to x squared plus 3/4 x. Well, what is 1/2 of is 3/8, right? So I know that that's going to be, so now can I visualize? I know it's going to be what? X plus 3/8 squared. So what happens when I square 3/8? 3/8 times 3/8 is gonna be what? 9/64. So what do I have to add on the other side? 9/64. Y minus 4 plus 9/64. Now, you know, what do I do here? I could say, well, how many 64ths are in a whole? This could be 4, 16, 24, 25. 25/4, is that what 4 is equal to? Oops, 64th, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a negative and a plus is going to be what? A negative 7, 247/64. And then I would, how many times is 24, 64 going to 24, 247, I don't know, but I'd use a calculator perhaps. And what would that be? I would tend to try to leave things as a fraction.
I think you probably best to leave it like that in that case.
Pardon me?
I think you best just to leave it like that in that case, actually. Simplify a little.
Well, I don't know if it can. I mean, that's, I would divide into that and say 3 times maybe. 3 times 4 is 12, 24, 25. It's gonna be too big. I would just leave it like that. Okay? Or I might at this point, you probably could even put that into a decimal. At this point, I would then move this over, and so I know it's going to be y is equal to x plus 3/8 squared plus 247/64. Can somebody just put that into the calculator and tell me what that is? It's going to be 2 something. It's not 3, I don't think. It's going to be pretty close to
247/64 is roughly 3.85.
3.85, yeah. Okay, so I mean that's something that we could deal with. Okay?
Well, that's what I got by a decimal, so, okay, that wasn't totally wrong.
Okay. All right. How about number 19? Is that the one, number 19, people have questions on?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yes, no? Okay, and what were you scared about? The big numbers or all the words?
Everything.
The words, the big numbers. There were big numbers on this, but we have calculators, right? Okay. So,
I don't understand the question.
all right, hold on.